Hello everyone, in this video I will be discussing the tropics in the North Atlantic Basin. So before it gets started, I would like to say that I am not a meteorologist, so I may not know everything about this kind of stuff, but based on the sources, I think I know enough to be able to predict some stuff. Now, let's take a look at Tropical Storm Franklin, which is expected to be a hurricane at 8 a.m. on Sunday. So let's look at the cone of uncertainty here. How far away from Bermuda is the center of the storm going to be? And also, is this hurricane going to affect Canada in some sort of way? Well, the track seems to be pushing the hurricane further to the east and hopefully out to sea. Now, let's take a look at the other disturbances here. Now, let's take a look at disturbance 1. I will discuss more about this later on. But it has a formation chance of 40% in 48 hours, and in 7 days, it will be a formation chance as an 80%. Now, here's disturbance 2, and if this were to form, this storm will be named Emily again. But it doesn't seem like it's going to do that. As you can see, this disturbance only has a 10% chance of forming in 48 hours and 7 days. So it's very unlikely that this is going to do anything, especially since the chance of it forming has drastically decreased. Alright, let's look at the 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. Now, you can definitely see some stuff going on. There's another disturbance that's new, so we don't really know much about this disturbance yet. But, and disturbance 3 says the same thing, 50%, so we really don't know what's going to happen with this storm yet as well. And there's Emily. Now, let me talk to you about a real concerning disturbance here. Disturbance 1 looks like it's going to head for the Florida Panhandle and the west coast of Florida. But I'm actually pretty concerned with this one here because it has a very high chance of forming, and its path is pretty definite. But the most concerning thing, I think, is the sea surface temperatures, which it looks like, if you see the scale, this is in Celsius, and that's the sea surface temperature in Celsius. But if you look at the scale and combine that with the Gulf of Mexico, look at the Gulf of Mexico over here. It's very, very warm over there. And that storm could very well be a damaging hurricane. It could probably be a category 3 or 4, maybe even a 5 by the time it goes to the Gulf of Mexico. Now, again, I'm not a meteorologist, but based on my observations, I do think that this is a cause for concern here. Alright, so let's look at the storm names that have been retired by letter. Look at the I section. Look how many I storms have been retired, and especially all of these storms have been retired since 2001, which isn't that much of a time window compared to other letters up here. And that's 11 storms since 2001. Now, why am I talking about this now? Well, the reason is because the next storm on the list, or the next name on the list for any named storm, is Idalia, which starts with an I. And based on the information that I showed you before, if Idalia causes enough damage, which it probably will, because based on what I showed you, it's probably going to be a strong hurricane, major hurricane, maybe a 3 or 4 by the time it gets to the Gulf of Mexico and hit maybe even Florida as a category 4 or something. But the next name on the list is Idalia. So if Idalia gets retired, it'll be 14 ice storms retired. That's a lot of storms. And it's been that way. We've had Ida in 2021, Ian in 2022, and then in 2023, it's going to be Idalia. Or at least I'm predicting it's going to be Idalia that's going to be retired. Now, how many retired storms do you think there are going to be in this year? I think about 2 of them. Possibly Idalia, and one maybe in September or October. But I'm pretty concerned about what's going to happen here. See here? So yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to discuss. I just wanted to discuss this quick video of the tropics. If you, I don't know if you want to see any more of this stuff. This is probably the first video I've been doing of this stuff. I have been watching those animations of these, the hurricane paths, especially the hypothetical ones. I think those are pretty cool. So yeah, thanks for watching.